level 3 and a Lich comes out, they'll just focus your hero immediately. And it's hard to... It catches you off guard for a couple of reasons. The main reason being, it would catch you off guard entirely for the purpose that it's like, they haven't been focusing my hero all game, why would they start now? Kind of thing. So you really have to keep on your toes, even if it doesn't feel like the undead player is focusing your hero, or wants to. It's possible at any time, so you really can't slack off. And, you know, that's a really great reason why the Greater Healing Potion is just such an awesome item for Todd at this point. And he's being exceptionally careful of his hero. Lucifer is now really far behind. His dual crit push didn't do anything. Todd played the early game like he normally would. Probably just built a few more foots in case. Nothing major at all. Todd has his footy over at the while healing. And standard, very important note, just always use the fountains when you can. There's no reason to spend money on potions or what have you when you have free healing on the map, like just like that. So Todd, being a very smart player, really just utilizing all the elements of the map. And as you can see, Todd right now has amassed an extremely large army of footmen. The Fiend army in a straight-up fight is not particularly strong against this. He has like, what, 5 Crypt Fiends and a Rod of Necromancy? It's really, no matter how you slice it, it's just not that much. Todd right now timing it well, knowing that Lucifer went to Crypt. He knows that the slaughterhouses will be going up now. However, he doesn't feel comfortable giving up footmen at this point. I think it's really smart play right here by Todd. He doesn't want any more creeping go down, and the more pressure he keeps off of his own units and base, the more his economical advantage just piles and piles and piles upon Lucifer. And if he can pick off a Fiend or a Ghoul, I mean, even just snag something like a hero kill even, like just any sort of little advantage or big advantage he can get from this harass is going to benefit him a lot more than it's going to benefit him a lot, because it's going to hurt Lucifer a lot more than if Todd just loses a bunch of footies. Footies at this point are just this like wall that Lucifer can't get around, and that's how Todd's using them. He's not, and now you see how Lucifer's coming up. He knows that at this point Lucifer either has a Lich or has a reason to become more aggressive. But with the amount of footies that Todd has, it seems as if there's no reason for him to, I mean, not get a little too cocky. Oh, there you go. I'm stupid. Mountain King's out. He's more or less baiting Lucifer right now, knowing that Lucifer wants to attack him, and he's not going to be able to kill any Crypt Fiends without a Mountain King, because he's not going to be able to stop the Fiends from running away. He is opting to wait for the Mountain King and then go. This is something I do have some problem with, like my timing on second heroes, but he's very smart. And if you look, his units are sort of getting caught on each other, and now that's a surrounded Lich, it looks like. He got away. But as you can see, excellent use of Nova Coil by Lucifer, essentially allowing himself to stop the Lich from getting killed just on the fact that Nova slowed all the footmen down. So that's important. Now, if you look at the timing on what Todd's doing right now, he's pushing this. But if you notice, he's noticing Lucifer's stacking to tier 3. So essentially what happened was he did a really early, he just did a scout, a really late scout. And if you can look at the exact same time, towers are going up in his base. He only needs a few because his tech isn't too far off Lucifer's. He does have a tier 3 tech going, and he's going to have workshops going up relatively soon, or Griffin Aviaries, or something of that nature. So it's not too much of an issue, but in the event that something goes wrong, he's going to need those towers as backup for sure. Once the orb comes out, defend becomes significantly less useful. However, it is still benefiting him to some extent. Now, again, Todd, main reason he's backing out, he's out of MK mana. If Todd had more mana on his MK, he probably would have stuck around a little while longer and tried to pick something off. But from the looks of it, he's really not, he's just blatantly not going to be able to. So, Todd running off, back to his little expansion here. And if you notice, he's producing Spellbreakers. Spellbreakers are something I have tried a lot versus Fiends. I think it's a good unit. I think there's tons of potential in the unit, and I can see exactly why pros would use it. However, I feel just on the level that most of the players watching this commentary are on the level I'm at, I don't feel that comfortable using the Spellbreaker unit, just because, like, okay, sure, it pretty much owns and is magic immune, which is pretty sweet. Like, all in all, like, it's not as if not having the I mean, it's not as if Knights would be any better, but I think it's just the mobility you get with Griffins is a lot better on this level of play. And yeah, if you look now, Lucifer just got owned because he wasn't paying attention. Game's over. Yeah. So it's really unfortunate for Lucifer. However, he should have pulled those creeps a lot further down than he did, and it was probably his main mistake there. If you practice it, you can pull those creeps down all the way to the edge of the ramp instead of having to worry about getting creep jacked like that. He should have expected a little more intelligence on Todd's part. I still yawn, it seems. Nullwood, 2-minute mark. Go, go, go. So Nullwood is a lot different of a game. You have a lot more options on Nullwood than you do in Secret Valley. I'd say Secret Valley, you're pretty much forced to go Archmage. It's the ideal play. However, whether or not you're going Archmage on this map becomes less relevant. You can go MK very easily on this map. Reason being, a couple reasons. One, it's harder for them to ghoul push you because the map's so large. So when you're setting up your expansion and creeping it, you sort of put yourself in a position where you don't need that extra juice because you have so many footmen being pumped more than you normally would by that time that they'd come to harass you. And if the undead would pull ghouls off that soon, they probably only have 4 or 5, in which case you should have no problem fending it off. The only thing you have to be wary of when you're using MK, should you choose, is ghoul pushes when they sell their TP and go dual crypt. Very difficult to stop. If only for the reason that you don't have that extra summoning power behind you. In this case, Todd is going to be choosing to go Archmage, so we don't have to worry about all this MK nonsense. Archmage is always a solid choice in every matchup. Just like to recap that, I personally go Archmage all the time. I rarely do anything else. I go MK a lot. I think the human heroes are just stupidly powerful, and I don't know why you wouldn't use them. I also think humans pretty imbalanced. JK. I think my thoughts on imbalance goes, I mean, the game is flawed in many ways. I think Warcraft 3 as a whole is somewhat of a flawed game, but that doesn't mean that it's a bad game. Sure, some races are more better than others. Why not? Who cares? You know, you choose to play what races you choose. You have no right to complain. And at the same time, it's like, I mean, I'm very well aware. I'll be the first to admit that human is a very powerful race. I'm not one of the people who's like, human sucks. It's so hard to play. Okay, granted, it's not easy to play, but it's certainly not a sucky race. You know, and towers, yeah, it's pretty fucking stupid what you can do with towers. It's, you know, I think they should be nerfed. I'll be one of the first human players to say it. I don't think we need to crutch them. I think there's a lot more you can do with human than just build towers. But, you know, these pro players are really premier examples of that. Like, Todd last game, how many towers did he make? And he was versus dual racks Crypt Fiends. Like, seriously. Even though Todd's on a totally different level than us, you can at least try and learn from him. And the less you crutch on towers, the faster you're going to get better, period. Because you're going to have to utilize your micro a bit more. Micro? Yeah, so, anyway, I'm at the 2-minute mark. I'm going to unpause. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, unpause. Alright, so, here we are. Todd now getting his hero and his little militias. We're running up here to creep out the Goblin Merchant. Creeping out the Goblin Merchant